Move, sleep, eat. Those are the three core physical routines that everyone needs in their lives. When I work with leaders on putting their life GPS to work, most of them focus first on physical routines because they intuitively understand that everything else flows from physical health. In this best ever episode, some of my season 1 guests share how they've moved beyond the basics by following physical routines that help them live and lead at their best. Let's start with movement and Maggie Kane, founder of A Place at the Table, Raleigh, North Carolina's Pay What You Can Cafe.
I am also I'm big into physical health too. I'm a big runner. I'm a big weightlifter. So I always prioritize that as well before my day even starts. And also, if I don't do it in the morning, then I'm not doing it at all.
Olympic gold medalist and USC women's beach volleyball coach Dane Blanton agrees with Maggie.
I can work out when I'm at work, which is great,
Mm-hmm.
because, I'm in the athletics realm. But I think what's best is getting it done first thing in the morning, which is also a challenge, but knocking it out first and prioritizing. I think in terms of even the big projects, of what do they say? Eating that frog first, right? Eating the big project first, the other ones kind of come easy after that. But at the end of the day, and it's what I teach all of the players that come through here, is it's about discipline, right? It's about doing the thing that you might want to skip on, but it's the right thing to do. Just like playing, what the technique is, even though your inclination is to do something else. Do you have the discipline to do what is going to benefit you in the long run? And so,
One thing Maggie and Dane have in common is they prioritize regular exercise first thing in the morning. That may or may not be your jam, but one thing to take away from both of them is that if you schedule it, you're much more likely to do it. The research shows that 95% of people need at least 7 hours of sleep a night, not just to be fully functional the next day, but over the long run to live to their full life expectancy. Tech executive Craig Mullaney learned firsthand about the importance of sleep when he trained and served as a U.S. Army Ranger.
Being well rested is super important to me. And I've been on both ends of that spectrum. So one of the things they do in Ranger School to try to induce the stress level you might have in a combat situation is to deprive you of both sleep and calories. And so over the course of anywhere from 60 to 100 plus days of Ranger School, you're averaging 3 hours of sleep a night. You can see in the other Rangers the extreme deterioration of performance, physical performance and mental performance, as you take away sleep and you observe it in yourself. And, the takeaways are you can go a lot further than you think you can, and you can push a team much further than you think you can. But there are limits and there are real detrimental effects to not being well rested. And that really hit home. That really hit home for me. And in my experience taking troops to Afghanistan and, in my early army career, I knew that like we would be at our best performance if we were well rested. So it is very rare for me to have a night without 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Follow Craig's lead and incorporate sound sleep into your life. It allows your brain to reset and your body to renew. If you're challenged here, Google the phrase sleep hygiene checklist and identify one or two things you can start doing this week to get more of the sleep you need. Out of moving, sleeping, and eating, the core routine that I observe most leaders paying the least amount of attention to is the last one, getting the nutritional fuel you need for the physical, mental, and relational performance that enables you to live and lead at your best. It's a tough challenge, even for healthcare professionals like Dr. Rick Bedlack, the director of the ALS clinic at Duke University.
I was never like I would classify myself as a healthy eater. I always felt like it was too much trouble, to go and pick out really good fruits and, make a fruit cup. But I mean, right before I got on with you,
There you
this
go.
is the remnants of one of Shelley's fruit cups that she makes me every morning.
Yeah.
She gets up an hour before I do to slice up fresh fruit that she's picked out. So, I mean, it does take work to be able to have a healthy lifestyle, but it's worth it. I mean, I feel so much better when I have, 3 square meals with fruits and vegetables included. I mean, the night before clinic, like if I'm gonna come in the next day and see 10 to 20 people with ALS, like it can't be a night where I'm up till midnight. I need 8 hours of sleep. That's something I've learned about my body.
Hmm.
Uh, when it comes to things like alcohol, I mean, I love a good bourbon, but not the night before clinic.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't wanna have any of that feeling of a headache or
Right.
fatigue I sometimes get the next morning after a bourbon or 2. So I think you learn about your body and what you need. I probably wouldn't have learned all these things if I didn't have Shelly sort of being like my life coach saying, "You remember how much better you felt today? I made you that
Hmm.
great fruit cup
Hmm.
as opposed to having a McDonald's lunch." Yeah, you're right, I did.
With the support of his wife, Shelley, Rick has made changes in his diet and routines that enable him to take on the incredibly demanding challenges of his work with energy and hope.
Oh, I mean, I couldn't have done all this without her. I can't imagine a more understanding person as far as the crazy life that I have, all the time I spend on the road, all the time that I have the computer out, when we're at home. I mean, she's the one who is not only understanding, but reminds me like, let's make sure we're getting some nutritious food. Let's make sure we're getting some exercise. Let's make sure we're taking a little break each day and doing something that's totally unrelated to your work. So yeah, I mean, she's a physician herself. She retired a while ago, and I kind of feel like she's almost my personal life coach to remind me how to stay the healthiest that I can stay while I'm,
Yeah.
you know, plunging headlong into trying to find a way to end this disease and meanwhile keep people hopeful.
I wanted to end this episode with that clip from Rick because he covers it all, the importance of eating well, moving well, and sleeping well. Nothing he and Shelley are doing together is that complicated. They know what good looks like in the physical domain and make following through on those basics a priority in their life together. So, what about you? Between moving, sleeping, and eating, which one of those three offers you the best opportunities to make some changes in your physical routines that would be relatively easy to do and likely to make a positive difference in your life? If you're looking for ideas and resources on how to get started, check out my 1-hour online course, Best Life Ever: Create the Outcomes That Matter Most with Your Life GPS Roadmap, on my website at eblingroup.com.